In this video, I'm gonna show you the performance difference between the recommended DDR5 6000 C30 memory kits for the 9000 series from AMD opposed to 6400 C32 with the Infinity Fabric set to 2133 and tweaked 6000 C28 in competitive and single-player games at 1080p and 1440p. I will share as well some issues that I observed while messing with memory timings and Infinity Fabric speeds, but this later in the video. I want to emphasize that memory tweaking can be troublesome, and even if you have the same model as someone else that posts their timings on the internet, it may not work for you. Be warned that if not tested properly, you can get weird errors, even driver timeouts on AMD GPUs. If you embark on the memory tuning journey, I urge you to do proper stress testing to check if the timings are stable on your setup. I did test a lot, leaving the stress test running overnight to make sure that it's not throwing errors because of some aggressive setting. For testing, I'm gonna use the Sapphire Pulse 7900 XTX and the latest drivers available at the time of the recording, with a bit of overclocking, undervolting, and the power limit increased by 15%. I have core isolation turned off and a new Windows installation, the 24H2 version, but without any updates applied. I have the version that is from late October, the one that has the AMD performance patch applied. I'm gonna check games like Counter-Strike 2, Fortnite or Marvel Rivals with competitive settings alongside some single-player games using custom high settings at 1080p and 1440p. In some screen capture footage, you will see the memory timing speed as I tested again to make sure that the values are correct. If the captured run looks a bit choppy, it's because the competitive games run at hundreds of frames per second and the screen recording is at 60 FPS. Before moving to the side-by-side runs, on the screen now you have the memory timings used for testing.
Use the practice range to hone your skills so you can go into the arena and prove them right.
I can't live in these pajamas the rest of my life.
For those that are colorblind, the first bar represents the 1% and the average value for the tweaked 6000 C28 setting, the second one for the recommended 6000 C30 settings, while the last bar shows the value for the 6400 C32 with the Infinity Fabric set to 2133. I must confess that I was expecting the 6400 C32 with the Infinity Fabric set to 2133 to shine, but exactly as it was for the previous 7000 X3D CPUs, memory settings play a minor role. At 1080p, the tweaked 6000 C28 seems to perform the best, but it's not a clear winner, as the performance advantage is small. In my opinion, the outlier is Valorant, where the C28 6000 manages to break 1000 frames per second, but has a small disadvantage in the 1% low value. The 6400 C32 with the Infinity Fabric set to 2133 disappointed a bit in Warhammer Space Marine 2 and Counter-Strike 2. Increasing the resolution to 1440p sees the 6000 C28 tweaked setting delivering the best results in the finals and Fortnite, while the 6400 C32 with the Infinity Fabric set to 2133 delivered the best average values in Valorant, but under-delivered in Space Marine 2, exactly as it did at 1080p and in Fortnite. It seems having better timings helps more than 1% low values, as it can be seen in this chart now. Let me share some issues that I encountered along the way. While the memory test may pass and Link Pack Extreme may not catch any errors, I'm still getting driver timeouts when using 6400 C32 memory and 2000 Infinity Fabric speed. This instability is a lot easier to detect on AMD GPUs than on Nvidia. While I was using a Nvidia GPU, I was just seeing it up close, like DaVinci Resolve. If you are seeing this kind of issues, memory tuning may be the culprit. And there you go. Some were asking to see if there is an improvement if pairing the 9800 X3D with better 6000 timings or higher memory speeds. The answer is, if you have a 6000 C30 memory, I will not mess with timings as you are set. The performance is good, and the performance that you may gain from increasing the memory speed or tweaking the timings is not worth the effort in my opinion. It takes a lot to test memory stability, and this could not be bypassed, as you will have crashes and weird errors without proper validation. With that said, if your CPU or memory can take it, I believe that 6400 paired with the Infinity Fabric set to 2133 is the best option if you like to tweak memory timings. There is the other option as well, to decouple the memory clock from the universal clock in order to reach higher memory speeds, but make sure that you have good memory kits and motherboard in order to reach 8000 and the Infinity Fabric to be set to 2000. If you liked the video and found it helpful, drop a comment below, click the thumbs up button and consider subscribing to the channel to help it grow. Take care and hope to see you all in the next one.